recently got a question that I don't feel like is actually talked about a lot. I went looking to see if I had something to give someone a quick answer, and I realized that it wasn't really there. So one of the questions that I got was, what kind of shoes do you wear on a rowing machine if you're gonna row? And it's a great question, to be honest, and it's one that we don't talk about. So I have some examples. I actually don't have the perfect rowing shoe. The reason for that is, for me, I've had 3 ankle surgeries, and my foot actually needs to have more cushion in order to be able to function well and allow me to do things without discomfort. But everyone's got their own situations, and I'm gonna kind of go over why what I wear actually isn't great, but for me, it's what my body needs. And I talk a lot about adapting things for what your body needs. For me, that's mine. So I've got a couple different types of shoes here. One, the typical shoe, sneaker, something you're wearing for like running shoe, something with more cushion. There's ones like this one's a little bit more of just a level, kind of like this, whereas there's other ones like what I'm wearing here that actually kind of goes upwards a little bit, and you can see there's a slope. Now, the issue with wearing these types of things is you want to make a good connection between you and the rowing machine. In order to do that, all the cushion, actually some of the energy gets lost in the cushion, and you decrease your connection with the rowing machine. So you lose a little bit of power. It's kind of like weightlifters. So I actually have a weightlifting shoe here. These are not good to wear, but weightlifters, they're not using absorption, so they either go barefoot or they have something that's really, really solid and hard, and it allows them to transfer that energy good between the foot, ground, and the body and moving their weight. So that's something to consider. The reason this is not good is actually because, one, it doesn't allow you to move your foot at all, and I'll talk in another video about how the reason you want your foot to move. These are too stiff, they don't really move. 2, it's got a increased heel lift, and weightlifting shoes will often have that. And the issue with that is actually if you have less ankle mobility, it might actually help you, but because you lose so much where you can't move, it's not very beneficial. So I wouldn't recommend weightlifting shoes. I talked about regular sneakers, how you can lose some of that energy between. This is a biking sneaker. So biking shoes usually have a little bit more stiffness, so they're not that great either because they're kind of like the weightlifting shoe, but without that lift. So biking shoes or something that's really stiff aren't really that beneficial. Things that go up on your ankle, you're gonna lose that ankle mobility that you need to get to the front of that position. Also not extremely good. Flip-flops, please don't do it. Flip-flops are great if you are on the water and you are going to the water and you're gonna leave your shoes in the boat or on the ramp, or put them in a box that someone's gonna bring around. But on a rowing machine, these are just gonna add discomfort where you're gonna be trying to keep your feet in them, and just don't do it. So in essence, what you want is something that's got some motion. Nanos, actually, like the ones that people are wearing for like the barefoot type of running movement, that kind of movement, CrossFit-y shoes that are not weightlifting shoes, almost like the cross trainers, those are actually probably great shoes to wear. You can go barefoot. The more you're barefoot, the more you're making connection and adapting your foot to different things. But the reason I don't go barefoot on here and I don't fully recommend it is because of this foot part right here. This here, if you go barefoot, you are likely to get a wonderful little sore on the back of that heel. I have a scar right there, so I can't go barefoot, but everyone that I've ever worked with that has tried barefoot rowing, that ends up happening, and to be honest, it becomes more of a discomfort, more of an issue than it's worth. Whereas if you just have something with a little bit of support or a little bit of back covering to really go the height that this is, you're gonna be way better off. You're not gonna cause sores where you really don't need them. So you pretty much want a minimalist type of shoe with a back. That's in essence probably the best shoe that you can wear for being on a rowing machine. They do actually make rowing shoes, and they're designed, they're kind of like biking shoes where they've got a bottom that you can actually, if you get a boat, you can put it into the boat. So if you're familiar with actually being in a boat, it's kind of like these. The sneaker is usually like stuck in the boat and you just stick your feet in. Or if there's not sneakers, there's like something that's not gonna hurt you like this. But essentially there's a place for you to put your feet. So there are rowing shoes that you could spend the money and get. I've never done that. If I get a boat in the future, I might, because then I can just put them right in. But that's pretty much what I'd recommend, something minimalist so you can make that connection between you and the rowing machine, and that allows you to have a little bit of that support in your heels so you don't end up scuffing up your ankle when you don't need to. I hope that helps. Please let me know if you've got any questions. And I'm Amanda Painter, and I'm just here to try and give you as much help as I can. Thanks.